Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. I am Rusuba Laput, and I will be discussing about evidence plan. Competency-based training and assessment. So one essential part of the competency-based training delivery is the institutional assessment. So ang institutional assessment no is importante kini siya nga part sa competency-based training kay gius dili no determine kung ang students or trainees is na-achieve ba nila ang mga required nga mga capabilities or competencies. So what is assessment? So assessment is the process of collecting evidence and making judgment about competency. It confirms whether a trainee can perform tasks and according to workplace and competency standard. So ang assessment na is man siya ang process where an assessor check if a teen can actually perform kung unsa man ang mga gi-required ng mga skills. And also no, it involves observing the trainee's work and reviewing evidence para mabalaan if pasado ba siya sa competency standard. So what evidence plan? So evidence plan is a guide used to organize how evidence will be gathered for assessment. It ensures that assessment is clear, fair, and valid. So ang evidence plan no is man siya ang guide nga nagpakita on how and what evidence will be gathered during assessment. So makahelp ni siya sa mga assessor no to make sure nga ang evaluation is organized and follows the proper standards. So evidence plan are designed to the first one is a serve as a planning tool. So serve as a planning tool no is diba ang evidence plan is like a guide or a plan no on how to do the assessment, like naka-organize na diri ang tanan o unsa ang mga i-assess o unsa ang mga evidence nga kinahanglan, and naka-help po ni siya no to organize on how the assessment will be done. So next is supports the assessment process. So support the assessment process no is it provides a structure during the assessment. So mo na siya ang mga assessors no nga exactly what steps to follow and what criteria to use. And also no, this support ensure na ang process is smooth, fair, and naka-align with competency standard. So importante kini siya no para malikayan ang bias or ang dili pantay nga assessment. Helps in collecting correct evidence. So, muna siya ang evidence plan no nga tells the assessor kung unsa ang mga type of evidence ang kinahanglan, skill demonstration, observation, and knowledge. So, importante kini siya no it because ang correct evidence ang basehan sa tama nga decision no kung competent ba ang usa ka trainee. So next is informs trainees what expected before assessment. So diri no is gi-inform jud ang mga trainees on what skills they must show, and importante kini siya no para maka-prepare ang mga trainees so they can perform confidently. So guide trainers on assessment methods. So diri no is makatabang jud siya mga trainers to choose the right tools like mga observation, questioning, or a demo. And also no, importante po siya no to ensure fairness and accuracy using proper methods. So next is required information for an evidence plan. So the first one is competency standard or the qualification. Next is unit of competency to be assessed. The third is evidence requirements, and fourth is methods of assessment. So mo ni siya ang example no or makita na to sa evidence plan. So the first one is competency standard. So the competency standard is the title of the qualification. So ang competency standard no is mo ni siya ang official qualification level nga nag-describe og full set nga skills no and knowledge nga kinahanglan nga ma-achieve sa mga trainee. And also no, nakaset po diri ang overall expectation of what a person should be able to do in a certain field or a job. So nakahelp po ni siya no kay naghatag na siya og klaro nga standard na dapat i-follow sa mga trainee. So the second is the unit competency. So this describe a specific skills or a job function to be assessed. Each qualification has several units competency. So a unit competency no is one of a specific skill or a job function na kinahanglan to be performed correctly. And also na each qualification na is na pila ka units and each unit is na mga own task and criteria para sa mga trainee. So the next is evidence requirements. So these are performance criteria that the trainee must meet. Critical aspects of competency are marked and must be demonstrated, and these are based on the official competency standard. So ang evidence requirements na imo siyang specific performance criteria nga dapat i-demonstrate or ipakita ng mga trainee para ma-consider na competent ba sila. And also no, so they include the critical tasks and behaviors that prove that trainee is competent. And also no, nakahelp po din siya no kay clarify din na kompleto ang evidence before ideklara nga competent ang usa ka trainee. So method assessment. Assessment uses different methods to collect valid evidence, and at least two methods should be used for every criterion. So this ensures accuracy and fairness. So ang method of assessment na is like mo ni siyang sa strategies or ang method nga gamiton sa pagkuha og evidence. For example, is like written test, performance, observation, interview, portfolio, o uban pa no. And makahelp po ni siya no to ensure accuracy because different method check different abilities. So like if two or more methods ang gamiton no is make result more reliable and fair. So the type of assessment method. So the first one is a written test. So used to check knowledge usually in the form of quizzes or exams. So ang written test no is kina-measure diri on how will a brain understand the theories, role, concept o information na needed for the job. And diri sa written test no is it check what they know mentally, not what they can do physically. And it means no ang gina-measure diri sa written test is ang knowledge dili ang skills. For example is like by asking question that show how well the trainee knows the topic, and also like mga exam or quizzes. So performance tests used to assess skills, trainees perform tasks in real simulated situation. So ang performance test no is man siya ang nag-check kung giun sa pag-apply sa trainee ang iha mga skills in actual task, and instead of answering question no, so mo na siya ang mga trainee no nga that shows how they perform the job in a real simulated condition. And also no importante po siya no to confirm that the trainee can actually do the task. Demonstration method. Trainees show how a task is done and often used as workshop or practical subjects. So there is a demonstration method na is man siya ang mga trainee nga nag-perform the activity step by steps at tubangan sa mga assessor no to show exactly how it should be done. And like mo na siya ang mga trainees no nga show how to do the task. And also, importante po kaya siya no, to shows if the trainee can follow the procedure correctly. Observation method. The assessor watches the trainee doing actual work, and skills and behaviors are recorded based on the standard. So, ang observation method no is man siya ang mga assessor na quietly watches observe sa mga trainee while they work, and man siya ang mga assessors bitaw nga nag-record the performance based on required standard or sa mga trainee. And also importante kay siya no because napakita na siya og real behavior, work habitats and consistent. So portfolio evaluation used when outputs or project are required. Example of work are collected as evidence. So, dili na is mo na siya ang mga training nga nag-submit o kanang finished work or ang mga project reports or documents no to show proof or skills and experience. And also na importante po siya no kay tungod it provides a long-term evidence of a competence. Interview and questioning. So used to clarify, answer, and confirm understanding. Also check job roles and management skills. So ang interview and questioning is man siya ang mga assessor nga nag-ask question to validate the trainees' understanding, reasoning, and decision making and different work situation. So importante po kaya ni siya no to confirm na ang mga trainee is truly understand the
the work. And that's all. Thank you.